Hey friends from Indiana, how's it going? My name is Leanne from Healthful Pursuit. Well, actually I'm from Canada, but I blog over at Healthful Pursuit, and this is another mini-sode of the Keto Diet Podcast. Okay, today we're going to be chatting all about acne. This is something that I have struggled with forever. In fact, when I was around 7, I got my first pimple, and I remember going to my mom and being like, my life is over, worried about boys and what they'd think of me and my friends who didn't have any zits because, let's be honest, they were perfect. And my mom said, don't worry, Leanne, when you get through your teenager years, when you're like 19, 20, you will never have to deal with acne again. Mom, I love you, but you couldn't have been more wrong. So we're going to be chatting all about acne, how I deal with it, my thoughts on it. And if you're new to minisodes, welcome. This is a new thing we are trying on every Wednesday-ish. There might be some Wednesdays where I just don't hit the mark, but every-ish, Wednesday-ish, I'm going to be coming out with a brand new episode. They're short and sweet, just to highlight some of my personal experiences with keto, what I'm struggling with, what I'm finding inspiring, and so much more. Now, if you want longer episodes, we have those too. Every Sunday, I record with a guest and we chat all about keto. So there's a little bit for everyone. I hope you listen to both because they're just so different. It's kind of my vision that Wednesday episodes will just be like a little short break in your day, and Sunday where you can get all cuddled up with your rocket fuel latte and listen to like a 45-minute to 60-minute episode. You can do that too. Okay. So before we get started chatting all about acne, I put together a really awesome little podcast extra plus transcript document for everyone listening today. You can head on over to healthfulpursuit.com/podcast/X2 to grab that download. It's completely free. I'm really excited about these and I hope you love them too. Okay. Acne. So I remember maybe a couple of years ago, I kind of woke up to the fact that like most normal people deal with skin issues. And when I say acne, it could be like all sorts of different skin issues, not just acne. I'm just well versed in acne, so that's kind of where I'm focusing. But this conversation is a pretty broad one. And that's if you have non-perfect skin anywhere on your body, there have probably been times in the past where you felt ashamed of that quote unquote non-perfect skin. And it doesn't make it any better because when we go on social media, now, social media doesn't do a good job of making us feel any better. I know myself as a blogger and quote unquote health enthusiast, there is a certain skin requirement that I have in this industry where if I have acne, there's like this unknown rule that it's just faux pas and there must be something going on that I'm eating that I shouldn't be eating, or I'm having grains even though I say I'm not eating grains, and all of this mumbo jumbo around acne. And really when it comes down to it, there's so many reasons why somebody may have skin imperfections, and there are so many filters on our phones that allow us to make it look like we don't have skin imperfections. Now, I'll be the first to admit that I love me a good Instagram filter. I've really been trying to get a lot more real on my Instagram, especially just highlighting my actual life and trying to get away from those highlight moments that make people feel less than. And you know what? It's interesting. I was on my Instagram feed the other day and I was actually jealous of myself, which makes no sense. We're actually be chatting about that in a future minisode because there's just so much there. But really what I wanted to talk about with acne specifically is know that in the real world, a lot of people deal with skin imperfections. And just because you deal with acne or rosacea or anything doesn't make you less than. And you can still go out and rock your life even with skin imperfections, especially if you're in the health and wellness field. I mean, when I started as a nutritionist, I had the worst acne. And I really, really know that this is because I was vegan when I shouldn't have been. I was eating a lot of carbs, a lot of sugars. And when I switched over, my skin's gotten a lot better. But I do not have perfect skin. And there was a long time where I thought if I could just do that one thing, my skin would get better. And I've kind of come around to the fact that I can do a bunch of little things that make it better, but I think I'm just going to be prone for the rest of my life to have not the best skin. And really, that really shouldn't affect my life too much, but that realization really helped me and kind of took the stress off of the whole thing. So if you've been dealing with the same, I hope that that message is just a little bit helpful. Now, there are certain things that I do on a daily basis to just help my skin. And that could include not eating certain things and also making sure that I eat certain things. So a couple of foods that I personally find really aggravating to my skin are going to be basically any nut or seed. When I eat almonds or cashews or sunflower seeds, chia seeds, I know that I'm going to get acne. And it's just a choice I make. If I want to have some sunflower butter, I'm going to have it knowing my skin isn't going to be the best. Another food are really any nightshades, specifically spicy food, bell peppers or sweet peppers, and tomatoes. Tomatoes a big one, and they're in a lot of things. So those are kind of the huge culprits. Oh, and chocolate and also coffee. So those are kind of the big culprits. And then there are foods that when I eat them, my skin gets better. So that's things like bone broth, drinking a ton of water. Like when I think I've drank enough water, I have like double that. And then my skin looks a lot better. And it's not just regular cool water. It's actually like room temperature water with a little bit of lime in it, I find is usually the best. And I make sure that I drink a lot of herbal teas, which is also helpful. Okay, now you're probably wondering, what about skincare? I personally switched over to Beauty Counter from Proactive. I know it's not the best and I will never go back, but I went from Proactive to Beauty Counter. I don't sell Beauty Counter. Don't ask me for the link. I don't have one. I don't know anyone who sells it, but if you know and you want to try it out, cool. Or you could just go to their website, try it out, cool. If you hate Beauty Counter, that's also cool. But it's worked for me. I really like their charcoal bar. I also use their night and day lotions. And then I use a mixture of essential oils actually on my acne when I do have a little bit of a breakout. And the mixture is lemon oil, orange, lavender, rosemary, mandarin, and lemongrass. So it's just equal parts, shake it up, and then just like put it on a Q-tip and dab your skin with it. I find that to be really helpful. And then just like simple things like making sure that I wash my clothes often and I wash my sheets often, and making sure that I'm not using any weird detergents and everything has minimal processing and minimal chemicals. I find that always does really good for my skin too. So I hope today's mini-sode was helpful if you're dealing with any skin imperfection, and you know that just because you have a skin imperfection doesn't mean that you're less than human and you need to be ashamed of your face or your body, because life is just too short. Okay, I'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Thanks for listening to the Keto Diet Podcast. Join us again next Sunday to discover more Keto for Women secrets for your fat-fueled life. The Keto Diet Podcast, including show notes and links, provides information in respect to healthy living, recipes, nutrition, and diet, and is intended for informational purposes only. The information provided is not a substitute for medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment, nor is it to be confused as such. We cannot guarantee that the information provided on the Keto Diet podcasts reflects the most up-to-date medical research. Information is provided without any representations or warranties of any kind. Please consult a qualified physician for medical advice, and always seek the advice of a qualified healthcare provider with any questions you may have regarding your health and nutrition program.